Do you, as a manager, need an MBA? I paid lots of money to be able to tell you. It depends. But seriously, hundreds of thousands of people take insane loans and move countries to get one of the most popular degrees worldwide. To get one of this and one of these. And here are 3 reasons why you should not do that. I finally learned how to do hair for this thing when I don't need this anymore. So if you ever thought about doing an MBA, or maybe you have it already and you want to hear me making judgment about your life choices, let's go. And the reason number 1 why you should not do an MBA is if you procrastinate through learning. As an MBA graduate and alumni, I speak to a lot of people who consider doing MBA, and I always ask them about their reasons and motives to do that. And different people have different reasons, of course, but a lot of them mention that they want, for example, a career level up, or maybe change the function that they work in. And with some of them, the more I ask about it, the more it gets clear that this level up or career shift is almost already attainable. Yes, maybe it requires some effort, but they can make it in half a year from the moment of now without an MBA. When I first noticed that, I was very surprised, and I tried to ask these people more and more questions about what is the root cause of that, because it didn't make sense to me. They kept telling me that yes, it is possible, but with MBA it would be easier to achieve this career level up, which is of course true, but does it make sense to invest so much money and so much effort and time of yours to achieve a very small incremental change in the probability of you getting this career level up? Basically, they were kind of scared to make a movement towards their goal, and they procrastinated through learning, through telling themselves, I will go and do a 1 year of full-time MBA, and this is when I will be for sure qualified, good enough, ready to do this level up. Although the majority of them were already quite experienced managers. So here's what I'm trying to say. Yes, MBA will help you to level up and switch the job if you like. But depending on the situation you are in, there are potentially much simpler, much faster, and much cheaper ways to achieve what you want to achieve. Reason number 2 why you may not need an MBA is if your goal is only and only to move countries. MBA does help you move in countries. While you're studying, you will practically have your time of living in this country, learning about it. It is a bit easier to find a job because you have more clues about local markets. And in general, it is easier to sell a story to a company that you moved to a country to do an MBA, and right now you liked it, you decide to stay, and now you're looking for a job here. All of that I completely understand. But if your goal is not to level up, not to change functions, not the actual studying part of it, the cost and investment is unproportional. And in Europe, a full-time MBA is 1 year. In US, it's like 2 years. It's pausing all of your work for 2 years. It's a lot of studying and not the easiest studying. It's even a lot of effort to get accepted on the program. And yes, I know I'm saying this for the 5th time, but it costs a lot. And although I understand looking for a job in another country that you live in right now is not easy, it is challenging, but it's not impossible. And depending on what you're looking for, maybe it will be much easier and faster way. And I'm mostly addressing this video to managers, because if you're a manager, if you're already established expert, if you're not on the kind of beginning of your career path, it is possible for you to find a job in another company in another country, because you already have a working experience, you already have a established soft skill set that comes with the managerial experience. I would not say the same to someone who just had 1 year internship and 1 year of working experience. That's a different story. But for you, there is a chance that there are just easier ways to move countries if this is what you want. Be pragmatic and honest with yourself about your personal goals, and face it if the cost is actually unproportional. And the third reason why, in my humble opinion, I think that you should not do an MBA is if you've been recently promoted to a manager and you just don't have enough managerial experience yet. And I want to say straight away, it's not a formal requirement. There are MBAs who are in general focus on a little bit younger folks, like they need for you to have 5-6 years of working experience. There are at the same time MBAs who have a higher bar threshold, so that would require for you to have more years of experience, but that's not what I'm talking about. It actually doesn't matter at which point of your career you became a manager, after 5 years of working experience, 10 or 15. The point is, when you become a manager, this is a fantastic moment for you to gain experience and learn through work. No matter what you do and in which sphere and department you are in, the experience of managing someone but yourself is fantastic and challenging and rewarding, and it's not for everyone, and you don't know it yet because you're just trying to do it. I heard a lot of people kind of trashing some of the modern MBAs because they are too theoretical, and the essence, the idea of the education is to make you prepared for a managerial job, for leadership job in business. So a lot of MBA programs doing all they can to get more and more of these hands-on and practical elements in this education, but it's still not enough to prepare you for everything. MBA as a degree complements your experience, managerial, leadership, working experience. It's not replacing it. That's why I sometimes feel a little bit bad for people who gave up an actual opportunity to learn something through work, which is like in the end the purpose of it all, to do an MBA. Like, if you're in this position, I would suggest to maybe work on this managerial position for at least a year. First, for you to even do a sense check with yourself, do you like it or not? But most importantly, a lot of the things that you will learn in MBA would make much more sense, because it won't be a theory, it would be something that you already went through. And the impact of this degree, the return on investment, if you say, will be so much higher. I would not discourage you from MBA altogether, but I would think about what is the right moment for you to attain it. And if you're a manager right now and you want to upskill in your managerial role, I made a fantastic video about how to plan 5 years, next 5 years of a leadership career. No joke, 5 years, every year explained. I hope you like it, and I'll see you there.